crispy.
Welcome back, everybody. We have a picture. We're going with March Mini-Mates week 4. We have remakes of certain comics of certain movies, movie posters, just remakes of emotional scenes, and there's remake a scene with robots, I believe, and monsters. Just all sorts of cool stuff. I think for the monsters one, I'm gonna do Night of the Living Dead. But for now, we have this comic cover, and I've been wanting to do this for a while. It's Thor 182. It's Hela, and she's floating through a city, and these firemen are turning to zombies. And we just kind of have a multi-layered set. We have this building that he's kind of hiding behind, and then we got that other building in back. We got this construction site. And then we have Hela floating on a wood dowel. There's a little bit of wax attached to her back. And then the original comic has this weird, like, rainbowish background. So I basically took the sky blue background you'd see for daytime and put it there. And then I got these fluorescent bulbs, and then I just threw some red red tissue paper over them to give it this kind of, multicolored red to purple to blue kind of look. So very happy with how this one turned out. It's pretty neat stuff. I always enjoy using Thor and Hela in any shot. And yeah, like I said, I've been wanting to do this for a long time. I just never got around to it, so it's great to finally do it now. So there you go. Let's go on to the next video. So we continue on with our March of Mini-Mates shots. This is the heroic moment. I was going to do something with Captain America, but figured I'd switch it up a little bit. We have the death of Quicksilver in Age of Apocalypse, or Age of Ultron. Right at the end of the movie, one of Joss Whedon's pointless deaths. I know a lot of people probably won't agree with me on that, but I don't. Not a big fan of deaths in movies. I don't really feel it's necessary. I just thought Quicksilver dying was kind of unnecessary to that movie. They didn't need to sacrifice him. Would have been great to see the twins in action. I still kind of hope the multiverse of madness brings them back or something. But just a little disappointed they killed off Quicksilver in that movie. But didn't really give him a chance to really get anywhere, get Pedro anywhere, his character or anything. But I guess he was saving Clint, this kid or whatever. And yeah, just figured I'd redo that moment from Age of Ultron. So yeah, used a little bit of fake blood on the back, got this building in the background. If you look at the original shot, it's really close to this. I wish the children mini-mates were a little bit smaller because they're still a little oversized for, like, Hawkeye saves that kid at the end, and yeah, he's holding him as Quicksilver's standing there all shot up. But a car over on its side and some smoke for the background, and good enough. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this. Let's go on to the next one. All right, guys, we have our alien shot for the scene recreation for week 4. I just couldn't come up with an alien outside of comic books, and this is what I came up with. I just got this scene from Infinity War at the beginning when Ebony Maw and Call Obsidian show up on Earth, and I have the city landscape in back. This is something I've been practicing a lot more lately. Typically, when you take a picture of a cityscape, you would think that you should keep it what would you call to scale or whatever, but you'll never get both sides of the buildings in a background shot like this. It just isn't going to happen. You need an extremely long table with a lot of lights just to get that depth in there. And I should really look at more people's setup videos that are out there just to see what everybody else does that'll do these deep shots. But I haven't seen any really that go this deep. But anyways, what you have to do is take your buildings and you just kind of narrow them. You see those 2 cars. I mean, you couldn't, at the end of that, you could only fit like a car and have an inch maybe on the side of it or whatever. So basically I tilted my cars inward and the buildings nice and close. You know, there's these two buildings here that having the Tony's camera shop in front just adds another layer of depth, and you kind of get a really good New York street look to this. So yeah, that's how we did that, and then just filled in a lot of the dead spots with debris. We have these cars. This is kind of pretty much out of the movie. There's cars that are all smashed up with parts of buildings, rocks, and boulders on it and stuff. Figured in New York, the left, I can't remember what car the car was on the left, but I used a cab because to me, cabs, the yellow cab is always just such a New York thing. So it really helps with the New York landscape. And yeah, I put up Ebony Ma because he's really not that much taller than, or excuse me, Culp City's not that much taller than Ebony Ma. So I did put him a little bit higher. I raised him up on a table and then a stand just to get him to look a little taller back there. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it for this picture. Let's go on to the next one. So here's our next March Mini-Mate picture. This is the robot scene recreation using robots, which again went with MCU. Ultron seemed like kind of like a good go-to. I don't have a lot of Terminator, so yeah, this is pretty much it. Anyways, yeah, so basically I pulled out all the angry faces I had again and got my Ultron, the Avengers, what would you call it? Tony Stark's little Iron Legion. That's what they're called. It's Iron Legion that go out and are peacekeepers. And this is in Sokovia. They throw acid. They melt the original Ultron body, and we see him at the tower. Take him on later on in the movie. But man, that was a creepy scene. I really like that they gave us a mini-made of it. Typically, not the biggest fan of, you know, mini-mates that are barely, or characters that are barely in a movie, but I really like this Ultron that they gave us, even though he's only in there for a few minutes, but if that. But anyways, yeah, that's basically it. And then I made the street, again, moving buildings to where, if I had this farther back, the backdrop's just too small. You'd see the back of my wall and stuff, so I kind of had to move it in just to get it nice and tight. But yeah, basically set all the figures up, yelling at the Iron Legion, and then set him in, try to figure out the best place where you could get as many faces in as possible, being angry. I got these broken pieces of glass. I think those are Lego, but I got them from Luke's toy store. Threw a little polyester fuzz in there, and then on his hand that it's melting. And then we have kind of the full effect. So yeah, that's basically it for this one. We'll do one more and call it a video. So alright, so final shot for this video. We had to do a scene recreation from monsters, involving monsters, and I just went with Night of the Living Dead. It's one of the first horror movies I ever saw. I actually remember sneaking out of bed and catching the last 15 minutes of that movie and being scared out of my mind. But it's kind of fun to redo a shot from it. Yeah, this is just basically the zombies hoarding at the house in the movie. The one thing that, you know, sticks out to those zombies compared to modern zombies is, like, the zombies in that movie, a lot of them are well dressed. You know, if humans got turned into zombies, their clothes really wouldn't change that much at first. So I wanted to put them in regular clothes. Maybe tear it up a little bit. This one up front, it's got that torn front, but otherwise well dressed. The other two are normal clothes. But, you know, that was the first zombie movie, and you know, George Romero kept them pretty much plain clothed. Compared to today's zombies, it's like this: the second they get turned, their clothes look like they're covered in sweat and blood. That's kind of how it's done nowadays. But yeah, I got this house here. I just have a couple zombies at the door. That's just about it. A little tree to block the background to fill in a little bit of you know, that background space. I got this walking path that I got from Michael's craft store, and yeah, that's basically it for this shot. But anyways, yeah, that's it for this video too. So thank you guys for viewing. Hit that like and subscribe button. Check out some of my other videos. There's plenty out there. And thank you for viewing. We'll see you guys at the next video. Bye now.